So it's Micah, not Mika. Honestly, these last 3 episodes have solidified season 4 as the craziest season in Love is Blind history. So I don't even want to waste any more of your time. So just go ahead and play the intro video. That's good. All right, welcome to Taste Take. If you're new here, we've been breaking down Love is Blind season 4. Today, we're talking about episodes 9, 10, and 11. And that's all I've seen. And just for the record, I'm not one of these guys who's going on the blogs, looking at all the spoilers, trying to figure out who's together and who's not based on this and based on that. I'm just watching the show with my people. So if that's something you're into, hit that subscribe button for your boy. For my regular Taste Takers, I hope you're excited to hear that I'm doing this episode with a special guest. Kwame's mom. Get it? Because she's not here? Duh. Never mind. First things first, if you haven't had your ears to the streets, we got some apologies from our mean girls, Micah and Arena. First, this note from Micah, and it says, I have apologized privately to the people that were hurt on the show by my hands. I would like to apologize publicly. An emotional immaturity was shown, and I will grow from it. To the viewers I've hurt, I'm sorry I've triggered so many of you with my behavior. Seeing that person on the screen would make me feel the same anger. Okay. Then we got this video apology from Arena.
Hi, I want to start off by saying sorry that this video is a little delayed. I really wanted to take some time to process everything that has been going on this past week and really get my thoughts together before I responded. The first thing I want to say is that I have privately apologized to the people that I have hurt and mistreated. And second of all, I wanted to say I'm so sorry for the people that watched the show that felt frustrated, angry, hurt by the way that I was mistreating people on the show. It was very immature and naive of me in a lot of those situations. And I just want to say that Zach, Bliss, Amber, Jackie, Micah, none of those people deserve to be treated the way that I treated them. And I'm genuinely so sorry. Truly, I want to add value to people and I want to make people feel seen. And who I was on the show was the complete exact opposite of that person.
All right, enough. First of all, that whole apology gave me Miss America vibes.
I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as.
But also, do we accept these apologies? Do we believe that they are genuine, or were they just tired of getting bullied on the internet in their comments? Because Micah turned her comments off, so she was really going through it. Yeah, just let me know in the comments if you like forgive them, or you're just like, it's too late. We don't believe you. Boom, episode 9. This one's called Romeo and Juliet Didn't Work Out. I forgot that each episode has a title. I gotta make sure I bring that up. Come on, y'all supposed to be keeping me sharp. All right, so we left off at that shit show that was Chelsea's birthday, and we find out that Jackie and Marshall actually ended up going home together, which was a surprise to all of us. So it's like midnight, and he's trying to have this serious conversation that we all know she's not here for. Marshall's like, damn, I was so sure about her. Now, I'm not sure. He's like, we got to talk about this right now. Like the shit was going to expire, which I guess that's a good common thing. Like, what's y'all policy on the whole, don't go to bed angry? Are you the type to hash it out right then and there? Or do you want to sleep on it so you can cool down? Or maybe you just don't feel like talking about it right now? You can let me know in the comments. So yeah, Jackie's like, ugh, I'm tired. I thought we were good. Girl, what will make you think anything about y'all was good? Then she gaslights him by talking about how pretty his eyes are. And the shit almost worked, because he was like, yeah, well, hey, stop that. I need to know all the examples you have of ways that I could boss up. And I want you to type that up right now, double-spaced, Times New Roman, and a 4-page letter. She's like, bro, it's midnight. I cannot give you examples. Just love me. All right, we're out of there, but I assure you, we'll be back. Now we're with Bliss and Zach, and she's meeting his side of the family. Respectfully, Zach's mom used to be a babe. That's unrelated. So now we're meeting with Zach's sister Alexa, his cousin Madison, his uncle Wayne, and his aunt Becky. Shout out to Full House. It's a real quick scene and nothing really spectacular happens. I just have to point out how nice his family is and how Zach continues to be this shining light of the show. Who would have seen it coming? Like, the more I see Zach, the more I wonder, like, why he even liked Irina. All right, now we're out shopping with Kwame and Chelsea at a store that seems to only sell black stuff. There's no wonder she likes it. We find out that apparently they woke up fighting, but it seems like she don't really care about that. Also, is it just me, or does it feel like Kwame always seems trapped when he's hanging out with Chelsea? Like, just the next time you watch it, just turn up your TV a little bit. I swear you can hear him. If you listen close, you can hear him trying to get out. There's something there. Anyway, Chelsea's trying on pants, and I ain't gonna lie, they look pretty good. Kwame's like, yeah, they tough. There's wordplay straight out of the Jacqueline starter pack. But as much as Chelsea wants a black husband, she sure ain't fluent in our native tongue, because she has no idea what that means. She's like, can't you just say I'm beautiful? Ugh, get with the program, you dweeb. But she got a little evil twin in her too, because then she's like, ugh, why do we have to wait a week? Can we just get married right now? Like, girl, are y'all fighting or not? He wants to talk about the fight from the morning, but she doesn't want to talk about it. Another tool from the Jacqueline starter pack. He's like, this morning I asked you if you were okay, and you said, do I look okay? And she's like, just relax, I'm just direct. And I don't know about y'all, but I thought like direct would have been like a yes or no answer. So he goes in on another mini Portland rant. He's like, I just got nowhere to go. I got nowhere to escape to. What am I gonna do? Drive 3 hours back to Portland so I can lay in my bed and think about my thoughts? Well, first of all, you'd probably be laying on the couch, but I got the message. Then Chelsea asks him straight up, do you see yourself saying yes at the altar? And Kwame looks down and he's like, I do. Ain't that the biggest tell that someone's lying? I'm not even the FBI, I know that. I watched enough Law & Order SVU to know when some shit ain't right. Anyway, then we're off to hang with Brett and Tiffany. And Tiffany's meeting some of Brett's friends. And look, we love a non-problematic couple. We love some black love. But if you ask me, they're doing so well, it's getting a little boring. And it's just good. I guess it's a good boring. Brett's here saying all the right things. He's like basically spitting poetry. But is it just me? And just hear me out. Is it just me, or does sometimes Brett's little monologues come across just a little performative? All right. Don't kill me. I'm just asking questions. Sheesh. It just seems like a lot. You know. But it's good though. We love them. Then we go over to Micah and Paul, and she's talking about how much she loves his mom and how they've been texting. Like, high key, it's gonna be awkward when Micah leaves Paul and she can't hang out with his mom anymore. Y'all ever stayed cool with an ex family and not the ex? Anyway, they're talking about how like her clothes and shoes can't fit in his house. Like, I guess these are the real issues, but like they have such a weird dynamic because like they always talk about how they can't go 5 seconds without saying how much they miss each other. Then on the other hand, she's always talking about, what if we don't get married? Like, what's gonna happen if we don't get married? She knows she's not gonna say yes to this man. All right, now we're back over with the MVPs, Bliss and Zach. And now Zach is gonna meet Bliss's family, her mom, Catherine, and her sisters, Annalie and Tatiana. Bliss's mom, Catherine, walks in crying. God damn. And look, this meet and greet was going as good as you could have ever expected it. Zach's saying all the right things. Bliss is saying all the right things. They're all holding hands and canoodling. Like, they're about to wrap this thing up. I'm sure like in the corner they were like, let me get the check. Then all of a sudden, unprompted, Zach's like, well, you know you can have feelings for more than one person at a time, right? What'd he say? So they're all like, this gotta be the oh my golly wally moment of episode 9. I mean, there's more, but this is the first one. My man Zach was literally nailing this meet and greet and then just fumbled it at the goal line. Even Bliss was like, oh, okay, like we're going there? Now Zach has to explain this arena drama to all the women in Bliss's life. I mean, sure, yeah, points for being honest, but fuck. Read the room. Somehow Zach manages to salvage this thing. It's probably because he is so honest and genuine. Then he spins it because he's talking about how people that come from more well-off backgrounds never accepted him in the past. So he got like those sympathy points. And then he tells Bliss's mom, Catherine, that he lost his mom, and she comes through with the freaking line of the episode because she's like, well, if my daughter chooses you, then I'll be your mom too. And no, I'm obviously not crying. Like, you know, it's April. The pollen count is at a high level. You can see it floating around. It's just, why would I cry about TV? It's just, she's nice. Anyway, enough. Now we're back with Kwame and Chelsea, and Kwame's about to meet every woman that's ever existed in her family tree. My freaking head was spinning. This is like one time I actually felt bad for Kwame because, like, fuck, like, they were all nice, but damn, it's a lot of people. Even though for a second there, I thought Demetria was throwing shade when she's like, how'd you even find a ring that small? But she was talking about the size of Chelsea's fingers and not the size of the diamond, which would have been crazy. I had a clap back ready, but I'm standing down. Then they kick the kids out the room so the adults can talk, and they're like, do you want to give Kwame a fist bump?
What do you mean by that?
Kwame gets some one-on-one time with Chelsea's mom, Olin, and y'all tell me if I'm crazy. You're meeting your daughter's fiance for the first time. The first question you ask is about her dog, Rocky? I'm telling y'all, white people really be But Kwame plays it cool. He's like, yeah, you know I fucks with Rocky tough. And she's like, did you have any pets growing up? Poor woman forgot that this dude grew up in Ghana. And he's like, yeah, growing up, we actually had a pet squirrel. She didn't know what to do with that. High key though, I bet that squirrel still lives in his hair right now to this day. All right, enough of this 80 for Brady watch party. We're out of there because everybody's about to start tuxedo and dress shopping. Well, almost everybody. And before we get into that, we find out that Kwame has Chelsea as his phone background. Do we have thoughts on that? Any thoughts? Okay. All right, I'm moving on. So yeah, the girls are all looking at dresses, but no one knows where Jackie is. Over to the guys, and Marshall's out there picking out colors and fabrics. This guy's all the way in, man. Poor thing has no idea. So Tiffany, being the black queen that she is, ain't gonna miss this opportunity to share some tea with her man. And she's like, yeah, Jackie is not here. Had that shit looking like the airport in Home Alone 2 when they all realized that Kevin wasn't there. He was in New York. Crazy. Anyway, Brett's like, I can't have my man out there like this. I gotta let him know. Meanwhile, freaking Marshall's over there talking to his groomsman, and he's like explaining how, yeah, Jacquelina, man, I can't get enough of that girl. She makes me feel like I can fly. And then Brett comes through and he's like, hey bro, can I talk to you for a second? It's gonna be real quick. Freaking Marshall's like, yeah, you can just give me a second. I was talking to my groomsman. I was just explaining how, Jacquelina makes me feel like I can fly, like, cause I love her. And then Brett's like, yeah, no, that's cool and all. It's gonna take like just a 2-minute conversation and then we can get you back out of here. So then Marshall's like, yeah, no, I got you. I'm just explaining to them that how Jackie fucks with me tough. So then Brett's like, yeah, no, I feel it, dude, but I just think we should just talk for a second, real quick. I think it'll be best. So then Marshall's like, damn, bro, what the hell? What is it? What's so important that it took me away from tuxedo shopping with my boys? So then Brett's like, Jacquelina did not go dress shopping. No one knows where she is. Now everyone's looking like, Listen, y'all, let me just be serious for a second. I need y'all to take a minute and log into your Netflix account. Go into the settings. Make sure you're paying for premium, the highest amount. Netflix deserves all of our money for the content that they're bringing us. As soon as Marshall finds out that Jacquelina is indeed not dress shopping, these folks at Netflix headquarters cut over to the final scene of the episode where Jacquelina is meeting up with the cauliflower cowboy himself, DUI Josh. This dude brought roses, an apology, and tells her he just wants to be with her. Boom, episode 10. This one's called Thank You Next. And when I tell you this title is titling, all right, we're still at this meetup between Dr. Jacquelina and Mr. Hide Your Girl. She tells him that when she saw him at the party, she was instantly attracted to him. She was like, I just heard your voice and my nipples got hard. What? You know what? Let me just call this dude right now because this ain't right. Yo, Marshall. What up? Yeah, it's Tate. Yeah, they just dropped this morning. Just go ahead and skip episode 10. Just go ahead and skip it. Yeah, just go ahead and throw on Squid Games. Anyway, so naturally Josh was like, word? You was attracted to me? When you walked in, you seemed kind of angry. She's like, yeah, I was. I'm really bad with my emotions. Josh is about to dive in here, watch. He's like, look, I love you and I want to be with you. Where's your head at? She tells him that Marshall was just way too sensitive for her. She's like, I mean, yeah, he was the first person that loved me and like showed me that true love, but like, nah, you feel me? She said that when she told him to be more aggressive, he walked out the house for 3 days. Now, I can't prove this, but nothing in me believes that this dude really left for 3 days. Just go ahead and add that to the reunion talking points. Josh was like, first of all, you shouldn't have said yes to him. Yes, that is a fact, Joshua. Okay, you got one. And then he's like, what would he think about all this? She tells him, I don't care. Ooh. She's admitting that she made the wrong choice. This is like the Zach starter pack, but way colder. Josh wants to know if she could see herself marrying him. And she's like, like, I'll rock with you, But I don't know if I can get into all that legal stuff. Yeah, she called marriage that legal stuff. She's ready. Just don't even ask me how Jacqueline got on this show. Honestly, what probably happened is that she applied to be on The Circle because she got so many personalities, and then the freaking people at Netflix put her paperwork in the wrong bin. By the way, I don't think I have to say it, but I will anyway. This whole episode is a oh my golly wally moment. So like, just I might not even call them all out, but just know it's like a collective. But if you needed a little more, we have one here, because these fools start kissing. Yes. And let me break that down a little further for anyone who needs it. Marshall is currently trying on tuxedos for a wedding that is no longer happening because the bride is making out with a whole nother person at the same time on camera. We do get another quick clip of Marshall at the tuxedo shop after he finds out that Jackie is nowhere to be found. He's telling his boys like, yeah, it got too real for her. Now she's running. Look, we'll get back to them because it gets even crazier. Before we get to that, we're back dress shopping with 75% of the women on this show. Here we see Tiffany and her mom Ella, and I don't think we've seen Tiffany's mom before. Has Brett met her mom before? Like, where was that scene? How the hell does Vanessa Lachey meet your mom before Brett? I guess they're just saving it, but... Or maybe I missed it. Micah's got her weak-ass friend Shelby there, but she's a little bit less toxic when she's sober. Also, Micah's mom still doesn't trust Paul. Back over to the guys, and I thought it was kind of cool that Kwame brought one of the other dudes from the pods to like help him try on tuxedos. It's like, dude has no friends, so it's like nice to see, like, you know, it's not easy to make friends. You made a friend. Random clip here, and it's actually ignorant for me to even bring it up, but Brett's hands were a little ashy in the tuxedo shop. That's it. That's the line. Back to the brides. We're just in time to hear Tiffany's mom Ella throw some shade, saying she never thought that she would ever get married. Okay. Then we got a scene here with Micah and her mom. Maybe I missed this too, because like their whole interaction here made it seem like maybe her mom was like really sick or something, because they talk a lot about how like she's so happy that she's able to be here for this moment. You know, it's like Micah kept saying over and over like, yeah, like it's so nice that we never thought you'd make it to see me walk down the aisle. Like, I mean, that's kind of nice, but I don't think they talked about that. And if they did, I just missed it. I don't think I missed it. Did I miss it? But anyway, so that was their moment, and it's pretty nice if it was something serious, and then now like, you know, she's able to be there for her daughter. That's just cool, no matter what. Even if Mike is annoying, like, you know, like still her mom. All right, now we got a couple dress shots here, along with my unsolicited and non-professional opinion. Tiffany's dress was pretty nice, like what you did there. Micah's first dress was not it, but her second dress was probably the best out of the whole bunch. Chelsea's dress was alright, but the earrings was terrible. Then we got Bliss. Bliss's dress was okay, but the sleeves, couldn't do it. It was like she had those sleeves that Jasmine had in Aladdin, which like works for Jasmine, but you know, like let Jasmine have her moment. Anyway, I don't even be knowing what I'm talking about with these dresses. I'm just a dude that makes YouTube videos. But that was just killing time for us to get to the moment we've all been waiting for. Jacqueline and Marshall finally talk. It's going down right now. Everybody just gather around, hurry up, you're late. And just come on, come on, just sit around and just relax. We're gonna break this whole thing down. So Marshall starts it off. He's like, I need answers. No, I gotta say it serious. I gotta say it serious. So Marshall's like, I need it. No. This is serious. So Marshall's like, I need answers. Why did you accept my proposal? And she's like, what I felt for you was real. I think the outside world just got to us. And he's like, got to us or got to you? Which is a great call out because we were all thinking it. She's telling him that she never had that when you know feeling. I know we knew, she ain't know. Then she's like, also, I can't love you because I'm attracted to Josh. And also, low-key, I maybe have just was hanging out with him earlier today. And also, low-key, since we're here, we got some chemistry. Listen, y'all, she's telling her fiance she got a little chemistry with this man, Josh, knowing damn well Netflix cameras caught her in 4K making out with this dude in broad daylight. Talking about chemistry, girl, you wiped him. All right, let me try to explain something real quick. This whole thing is kind of like applying to colleges. Just give me a second, let me work. So Jacqueline just got accepted to a big in-state school. She committed to them. She got a full ride. But all of a sudden, she's like, you know, I don't want to go there anymore. But does Jackie call the school and let them know she's not coming anymore? No. She just pulls up at her local community college and just starts taking classes. So then Marshall's like, what are you telling me right now? And we're all at home like, she's telling you she got a new man before she got rid of her old one. She's like, I'm saying I don't want to be with you. Did I already mention that this whole episode was an oh my golly wally moment? All right, cool. Just checking. Because this next moment is so wild, I'm going to just act like nobody saw it because I got to explain this whole thing all over again. So Marshall's like, okay, Jackie, I would like the ring back. I don't think you deserve it. Now, Jackie robbed him some over here. Get it? Jackie robbed him some? Like Jackie Robinson? Anyway, she's like, well, I think I'm going to keep it because I did want to marry you. Let's go back to the college example, if you'll indulge me for a second. Don't forget, Jacqueline got the full ride to the in-state college. They give her the scholarship, and then they find out that she prefers the community college. It's a little closer to home, a little less risky, a little rough around the edges. And they're like, you know what, Queen? Do you. We support your decision. Get your education where you want to get it. Just go ahead and send us back that scholarship money, and we'll be out of your hair. Then Jackie would go, well, I'm actually going to keep the scholarship money because there was a time where I wanted to go to your school. Girl, if you don't give me my money back, she tells him, take it easy. He tells her, take it easy. She says, maybe I'll see you around. Marshall says, no, you won't. This had to be the craziest scene in Love is Blind history. If you can think of another one that's more crazy, please drop it in the comments. Yuck. Then Jackie gets some one-on-one time with the cameras and she's like, I'm sorry, I just can't be with him. You know what? I'm not sorry. I don't know what I want. I don't know if I want Josh. I don't know if I want anybody. Like, who would even want me? I'm crazy. These are her words. Y'all need a minute before we go on? I need a minute. So just talk amongst yourselves for a second. Just give me a second. God damn. I probably needed more than a minute because now we're over to Kwame and Chelsea doing their OnlyFans photo shoot that I don't think Calvin Klein's paying them for. Y'all already know this whole thing was awkward, but ain't nothing gonna be more awkward than when these two don't get married and then Chelsea get a text from CVS saying that her photos are ready for pickup. They're talking about his mom again and no one knows if she's gonna show up. He's explaining to Chelsea how like his parents used to control his dating habits. Like they're just super religious, like very controlling. He's like, I think my mom still thinks I'm a virgin. I hope his mom don't have Netflix. Chelsea then asks, would you say yes without your mom's approval? Chelsea respectfully, this dude's not saying yes with or without it. Over to Tiffany and Brett, and Tiffany's feeling particularly stressed about the wedding. Brett is not feeling stressed. And then freaking Netflix don't make it any better because they got the cameras all up in Tiffany's nose showing her boogers, man. Like, why you doing our black queens like that? The next scene real quick, we're back over with Micah and Paul, and they're at the blacksmith, and they're like making their own wedding bands, which is probably like right up Paul's alley because it's cheaper. Back to Kwame, he calls his mom again, but she curves him, which is a shame because I was looking forward to hearing that conversation. Then we're back over to Tiffany and Brett, and he got her on this like little tailspin ride over the city, which I don't think that's the least stressful activity for someone who's particularly stressed about her wedding, but do you, King? Then he took her to show her all the nice pictures he got of their engagement. They all came out nice. Chelsea's probably in the corner saying, if you're into that sort of thing. Because you know Chelsea would probably like pull the titty out. All right, we got some more spice here as the episode comes to a close. This is where Zach is meeting up with Bliss's dad, her stepmom, and her step-siblings. Remember, her dad don't like anybody because he don't think nobody's good enough to date his daughter. Also unrelated but related, y'all seen how her sister Zaya pulled up like this was her show? How you let your kids eat dinner in the house with sunglasses on? She really pulled up like she was Kylie Jenner. Y'all didn't notice that? Anyway, Bliss's dad is talking to Zach. He's like, do you fish? And Zach's like, no, I don't. And he's like, all right, do you golf? And he's like, no, I don't. All right, we're done here. But now, then her dad asks Zach, how long you been doing law? He's like, 6 years. Then he starts telling us some important legal shit, and her dad couldn't care less. Like, way more important shit than fishing and golf. Now, I don't know what the fuck he was talking about, but I know it was important. I'm only kidding. He was obviously just talking about how there's too many things that go into the criminal code that should be just simple civil infractions so people could just go about their days. It's like, yeah, like the criminal system's too like over expensive, which is true. I believe that. Good job, Zach. But yeah, freaking Bliss's dad doesn't give a fuck about none of that shit. It's messed up. Even her stepmom just gets up in the middle of his like speech and goes in the kitchen. Like, it's not only for the dad to get to know this guy. Like, if y'all a family, like, why wouldn't you just sit there and find out what he's passionate about? Then Bliss is trying to explain what Love is Blind is to her dad. And she's like, do you know what we mean when we say in the pods? And he's like, yes, obviously I know what a pod is. No, you don't. He's talking about how people don't take marriage seriously anymore. Like we don't see him sitting down at the table next to his second wife. Now, her dad's a dick low-key. And he's like, this is all nonsense. I don't know anything about this guy. Like imagine a world where you were invited to a dinner to get to know the man who your daughter's in love with. You're just mad that he doesn't fish. Also, her dad cuts her off constantly, which is like super annoying. And I can only imagine how much he does it to his wife. Bliss is like trying to tell him like, I'm not just gonna get married to get married. And he's like, well, that's what you're doing. Oh. Now her dad's getting really spicy because he's like, all I know about this guy is that he's a lawyer. And do I even know that? Did you guys do a background check on this dude? Now I can't prove this, but I know for a fact that Bliss's dad doesn't think we went to the moon. Her dad's telling the cameras he just doesn't think that Zach can match his daughter's caliber. Respectfully, sir, this dude has his own law firm. Boom, episode 11. And this one's called You Are Overpriced. Probably for Tiffany looking at Brett when he orders guac at Chipotle. I'm just kidding. Anyway, today we are approaching our first wedding. We start off with Chelsea and Kwame. And we learn that Kwame has to get his mom's approval before Chelsea can take his last name, which is kind of weird. Also, these two have the most passive-aggressive conversations while just laughing at each other, where it doesn't sound like happy laughs. Moving on for a second, we go to Tiffany and Brett, and she's about to meet his brother Angus and his dad Herbert. His dad has not been on a plane since the 80s. This dude just found out about TSA. Then you got his brother asking Tiffany if she grew up upper class. It's like the pocket checker is being pocket checked. She's trying with all her might not to say that she grew up with money. Like, girl, it's okay. Like, live your truth. Overall, though, all jokes aside, they're both very nice. And his dad just keeps saying how he's so impressed with her, which is like a cool moment. And like, his brother just wants to know if she likes his haircut. You can't even see his ears. And I could talk shit about that because he can't hear me. Get it? Now we're getting ready for pretty much the most cringiest part of any Love is Blind season, the Bachelor and Bachelorette parties, which is like, what a crazy concept to be celebrating a Bachelor or Bachelorette party knowing that you're not going to say I do. So the girls all meet up, they got their homies. Takes Chelsea about 12 minutes to get on stage and start stripping. On the other hand, I guess the guys order their dancers from Wish, because that girl, what? All right. There's a lot of little moments here, so let me try to rapid fire some of these things. Chelsea is talking her ass off and loud. Kwame sends another diss track to Seattle, just cuz. His boys ask him, yo, bro, are you gonna say I do? And Kwame just does the Kwame and laughs in their face. Kwame is kind of like Groot, you know, like from the Avengers, where it's like, instead of saying I am Groot, Kwame just laughs in different frequencies, and we're supposed to know what it means. But no one I know is fluent in Kwame. Zach tells that owl story, which was corny, but approved. And Bliss is over there talking in circles, because she's like, man, I love that guy Zach with all my heart. But also, I want to give myself room in case I change my mind. My girl, you like him or not? Then Micah drunk FaceTimes Paul. He's probably having PTSD because Shelby's in the background just waiting for him to use a big word so she can go off. Shelby, PTSD is an acronym. An acronym is like when you use letters to like explain something. So like PTSD means like post-traumatic stress disorder. It's basically like when some like super traumatic shit happened and then like something happens after that that like triggers your feeling from like the original time. Anyway, 32 Tito's and sodas later, we're out of there because we got a wedding to go to. Chelsea and Kwame, you're up first. Chelsea's telling us that she's been waiting her whole life to marry a man like Kwame. And who's going to tell her that she's going to be waiting a little bit longer? Not it. Also, waiting your whole life though, we got marriage so high on our priority list. Maybe I'm tripping, but she seems like almost consumed by it. I just hate to think that people feel incomplete without a husband or a wife. Because then what you do is irrationally fall for someone that you think is going to be the perfect partner, even if it ain't a good match, because you think you're getting older and time's running out. Time is not running out, I promise you. If you want it that bad, it's cool. There's nothing wrong with wanting that. It's natural and it's normal. But I just think we have a high level of obsession with it, which then forces bad partnerships. And then, you know, it just falls apart. You don't want that. All right. I'm over. This is done. This episode of Taste Take is sponsored by fucking Hinge. What was I talking about? And before we get to walking down the aisle, we do get a nice scene between Kwame and his siblings. And look, let me just say this real quick, and I know I'll be the first to admit that I'll be giving Kwame a hard time for liking Micah or how his hair looks like he was sleeping on both sides. But when I hear people on the internet say he's ashamed to be black because he likes white girls or because he wanted to go by Alex in the pods, I just can't co-sign that. Like, this dude moved to a whole new country at 8 years old from Ghana. I can't imagine that the kids were being very nice to him when he said his name was Kwame. And of course, he's not 8 years old anymore, but I didn't come from Africa and have to experience that. So like, who am I to judge this dude for wanting to go by the name that he wants to go by? It's part of his name is Alex. It's not like he just made up this name. He just knows like when he moves a certain way, he gets treated a certain way. So I don't think he's ashamed of his blackness, because we're literally sitting here watching him have this real moment with his black siblings and they love him like just the way he is. So like, I don't want to be the dude just watching a little TV show trying to tell the people what he really is and how he feels about his blackness. Because it was like a little reminder. I was like, damn, like this dude, it's not fair to say that about him. That's all I wanted to say. I ain't trying to ruin the mood and get all serious and lose all the subscribers I worked so hard to get, but I just had to address that. All right. Sheesh, enough. Golly, you guys are so serious. Ugh. All right, now we're at the freaking ceremony. Kwame is going to be walked down the aisle by his sister Barbara because his mom's not a real one. Kwame did not write down his vows. He's going to freestyle them things. Crazy choice. Chelsea is being walked down the aisle by my man Charlie. Freaking Kwame doesn't even shake his hand. When they get to the front, you know, the dude's supposed to say, who gives this woman away, da da da, and he's supposed to be like, you're, but like, the officiant didn't do that, and Kwame didn't even shake his hand and say thanks. That's how you know he. Chelsea pulls out her book of vows, looks like one of the Harry Potters. She goes in, tells all this nice things, da da da. Kwame, his vows are off the top of the dome, and I ain't gonna lie, they were still pretty good. They asked Chelsea first, Chelsea, do you take this man to? I do. What's up? What's up? Girl, okay. Yeah, literally no hesitation. They go to Kwame. Kwame, do you take this? Boom! It's the end of the episode. We gotta wait until next week to find out all the answers that we need. Sheesh, man. What a freaking trio of episodes. I don't think he's gonna say yes. I know I just went on a little soapbox about this dude, but he's still gonna say no. But yeah, man, I appreciate you sticking to the end of the video, man. It's been a crazy week, I'm not gonna lie. Real cool opportunity I had. I got to touch on this with my real taste takers. I had opportunity to check out the Love is Blind pop-up in New York City. It was just crazy, man. They had your boy in a pod. I was out there, man, I stayed awake though, and, at the end of the experience, like, they revealed who I was talking to, and it ended up being freaking Nick Lachey. It was just a cool little moment. They was hanging in New York for the day. They got a couple other cities that they're going to go to. But yeah, it was legit. I got to meet some of the Love is Blind alums, saw Kwame, saw Bliss. It was just a dope little experience, man. I was doing it for y'all. I was doing it for me. Anyway, look, next week, episode 12, it's the finale. I did not see this finale. I don't know what's going to happen. Also, the week after that, I think it's Sunday, April 16th, the reunion of Love is Blind will be live for the very first time. No editing, just straight Jacquelina and freaking Marshall toe-to-toe live. This is monumental. I don't even know how I'm covering this, but I'm going to figure it out. Listen, thank y'all for watching. Thank you if you're new. 1,000% thank you if you've been here in this journey. Next week is going down. Let's see what's going to happen next week. Paul's going to say yes. I think Micah is probably going to say no. Zach and Bliss, I think they're both going to say yes. Brett and Tiffany. You know what? Let me get out. I'm gonna just get out. I'm gonna just wrap the video now and just get out of your hair. Thanks for the time, y'all. Peace.